Happy sunny Sunday from Shrewsbury. I'm Anne Morrissey, and I'm delighted to be presenting a piece from the writer Anne Lamott to a congregation that I love, and to people who don't know me yet. So it's an exciting time. This piece I found on Facebook, believe it or not. Who knew that there were such meaningful spiritual shares there? Not my general experience with that site, but here we go. I actually found the piece the day before my own birthday, and I just love the mix of sacred and profane and hope in all of her writing, especially this piece. So Anne Lamott writes on April 5th, I'm going to be 68 in 6 days if I live that long. I'm optimistic, mostly. God, what a world. What a heartbreaking, terrifying freak show. It is completely ruining my birthday plan. I was going to celebrate how age and the grace of utopia have given me the perspective that almost everything sorts itself out in the end. The goodwill and the decency and charity and love always eventually conspire to bring light into the darkest corners. That the crucifixion looked like a big win for the Romans. But turning 68 means you weren't born yesterday. Turning 68 means you've seen what you've seen. Ukraine, Sandy Hook, the permafrost, even Marjorie Taylor Greene. By 68, you've seen dear friends literally ravaged by cancer. You've seen lost children, unspeakable losses. Those midterms are coming up. My mind is slipping. Anne's dog died, my cat died. Really, to use the theological terms, is just too freaking much. And regrettably, by 68, one is both seriously uninterested in a vigorous debate on the existence of evil, or even worse, a pep talk. So what does that leave? Glad you asked, because the answer is quite simple. It leaves a few very best friends with whom you can share your truth. And that's the main thing. By 68, you know that the whole system of our lives works because we are not all nuts on the same day. You call someone and tell them that you hate everyone and all of life, and they will be glad you called. They felt that way 3 days ago, and you helped pull them out by making them a laugh or making a cup of tea. You took them for a walk, or maybe you just went to Target. Also, besides our friends, getting outside and looking up around us changes us. Remember, you can trap bees at the bottom of mason jars just with a little bit of honey and even without a lid, because they don't look up. They just walk around bitterly bumping into the glass walls, and that is so me. All they have to do is look up and fly away. So we look up. In 68 years, I have never seen a boring sky. I have never felt blasé about the new moon, or bird songs, or paperweights. It's a crazy, drunken clown college outside our windows now. And there's almost too much beauty and renewal to take in. The world is finally warming up. Well, how does us appreciating spring help the people of Ukraine? Well, if we believe in chaos theory and the butterfly effect, that the flapping of a monarch's wings near my home can lead to a weather change in Tokyo, then maybe noticing beauty, flapping our wings with amazement, changes things in a way we cannot begin to imagine. It means goodness is quantum. Even to help the small world helps. Even prayer, which frankly at times seems to do nothing, it makes everything connected. But the word quantum is perhaps a little esoteric in our current condition. I think if infinitely less esoteric stuff at 68, probably best to have both feet on the ground, ogle the daffodils, take a sack of canned goods over to the food pantry, and pick up trash. This helps our insides enormously. So This Sunday, I will celebrate the absolutely astonishing miracle that I specifically was even born. As Frederick Buechner wrote, the grace of God means something like, here's your life. You might never have been, because you are, the whole party wouldn't have been complete without you. I will celebrate that I have shelter and friends and warm socks and feet to put them in, and that God, or Gus, whatever you call him, found a way to turn the madness and shame of my addiction into grace. I'll shake my head with wonder, which I do more and more as I age, at all the beauty that is left and all that still works after so much has been taken away. So please celebrate with me. Step outside, let your mouth drop open, feed the poor with me. My party will not be the same without you. Thank you.
I wasn't raised in the Unitarian Universalist faith, but I have been a spiritual seeker all my life. And so when I came upon the concept of Gaia, spelled Gaia, I was intrigued. It was named by a natural scientist, this concept, although it's an ancient goddess archetype. He studied biodiversity and complex ecosystems, and it became apparent to him that Earth is not only interconnected, but keeps itself in balance, in stasis, like a living organism. The Earth, in this view, is alive, and its life force permeates everything. I love this metaphor, and I've come to think of myself as someone who's called to tend my own corner of Gaia's garden, to treat Earth and the very ground of our being as sacred and imbued with a certain amount of magic. As I mentioned, I loved May Day as a kid. Finding the flowers, making the construction paper cones and sticking them in there, creeping up to the doorway and hanging on the doorknob, ring the doorbell and run, and watch from behind a bush as someone is surprised. and joyful. When I later learned that May Day is derived from the celebration of Beltane, the Celtic name of which means the fires of Bel, I was excited to learn more. Beltane has also been translated to mean brilliant fire. Beltane is a fire festival that celebrates the coming of summer and fertility. The fire of Beltane brings the sleeping senses of winter to life. The customary lighting of the bonfires at Beltane honors the sun itself as we rotate towards summer, when this enormous life-giving star comes into its glory to give the earth the necessary energy to grow in every way. We gain a deeper appreciation of the beauty and abundance of this earth, Gaia's garden. We decorate and beautify. We celebrate life, growth, love, and sexuality. While Beltane is sex positive, body positive as a holiday, and it's a good opportunity to celebrate sexual and gender diversity, it's a holiday that celebrates all creativity. And the maypole also represents the tree of life. Beltane invites us to honor the cyclical seasons that sustain our lives and spirits, to relish the spring breezes and nourishing rains, to let the lengthening hours of sunlight warm us to our bones, feel our sap rising, and that fire in the belly rekindling, that fire that reignites our passion for life, our willingness to shake off the quiet of winter and to join in the joyous dance of spring. And before we have a Beltane meditation, I'd like to invite us to gather the offering. We welcome your monetary contribution to the continuing work of our beloved community. Half of our offering today will be donated to Days for Girls in Shrewsbury, helping women and girls worldwide for 13 years. And Celia Brown has been volunteering. This was her suggestion. And so next week, she's going to tell us more about this organization. Your offerings will be gratefully received as we enjoy an offertory from Olga. Thank you, Olga. This meditation is adapted from the book Tree of Life, from Kindling the Celtic Spirit by Martha Freeman. I invite you into a time of meditation and settling of intention, the setting of intention, a time of reflection or prayer. I invite you to close your eyes and ground yourself on the earth. Imagine yourself in a setting where there is sacred fire, a bonfire on a hill, or at the center of a medicine circle, or with candles lit all around. Take a moment to consider whether this is the time to cleanse yourself of a limiting belief. Think ahead to this year's harvest and what you might like to reap. What is this moment waiting to birth? In your mind, get up when you are ready and pass between the fires or the banks of candles. Let the purifying smoke wash over you. You might wish to pause momentarily between the flames and mentally release anything you don't want to carry forward. Take a deep breath now. Resume your seat in your mind and take another deep breath and let it out, and send that breath down into your feet and imagine that you are a tree, sending a taproot deep down into the earth. Now begin to feel the feeder roots growing outward and spreading all around, their tips pushing between and all around the particles of soil and stones, anchoring you to your home in the earth. Feel your thousands of rootlets absorbing the water and nutrients in the soil. As you breathe in, breathe the energy of the earth up through your roots, into your toes and feet and legs. Breathe it in through your hips, abdomen, stomach, and chest. Feel your spine as the heartwood that supports the structure of your trunk. Be aware of the bark, the skin that protects your living tissues. All around you, there is grass and flowers at your feet and animals brushing past. Feel your branches reach up and outward into the air, and notice how the smaller branches and twigs sway in the breeze. Feel the energy of the light charging the chlorophyll in your tender new leaves, and the pores opening to breathe in the carbon dioxide and exhale the oxygen as your gift to the animal kingdom. Notice the airy freedom of the upper world, home of the sky god, where birds soar and the wind dances. The ecstasy of the sun's golden fire drenching every vein of your leaves by day. The play of the silky, cool white moonlight by night. Feel the turning of the seasons as you live, breathe, and grow in your forest home. When you're ready to end your meditation, I invite you to bring your awareness back down through your head and arms, becoming aware of your human body, down through your chest, stomach, and abdomen, and at last through your legs and feet. Now you are firmly rooted in the center of your world. You are filled with the creative power to bring your dreams into the world. Open your eyes as you are ready. It's quiet moments such as this that make me feel so privileged to share this sacred space with you. Right now, my heart wants me to walk down into this center aisle, right into the midst of you. But instead, I think I need to stay right here and hold on to the lectern for support. Because I need to share with you that after much discernment, I've realized that it is my time of life to slow down, to move closer to my family. And so I've made the decision to retire from full-time ministry at the end of this church year, which is July 30th. If this sounds rushed, it is, because this has been such a difficult decision for me. I love being your minister, and I'm being called to a different stage in my life. Between now and the end of June, we'll talk more, but for now, I just want to say thank you and I love you. Cindy.
Hello again. For those of you who do not know me, I am Cindy Bushy, the current president of the governing board. On behalf of the board, I want to thank Lynda for her years of service to First Parish Northborough and wish her the very best as she moves herself across the country to embrace her family and the next leg of life's journey. Thank you, Lynda.
Thank you.
Now what? While times of transition naturally create stress and apprehension, they equally provide opportunity. As Lynda moves toward her exciting future, we are also given an opportunity to craft our future as a congregation. As the world wakes back up after this very long hibernation, we are being called once again to lean into a new uncertainty together. This feels hard. However, even though it can feel uncomfortable and maybe even alarming to be rattled awake, sort of like mom getting you up for school earlier than you wanted, think about how the day almost immediately gets better once you've peeled yourself away from the comfort of your sheets and shaken off the sleep. The new day is full of promise and possibility. We are a strong community, capable of wonderful things when we join together. We have proven this time and time again, pulling together through challenges and celebrating life moments, both big and small. We are a beloved community. Reverend Lynda shared her retirement news with the governing board on Wednesday. And since then, I have spoken with Keith Cron, the transition specialist at the UUA, for guidance on next steps. I have page 2. Keith urged us to act quickly since this season's interim minister application process is underway. And he let us know that there are several congregations seeking interim ministers this season. And because of this tight timeline, the governing board will be acting as the interim minister search team. And we've already begun the search process for an interim minister. We have entered ourselves into the system, and Keith emailed me just this morning or last night, I don't know when he emailed, that he already has received some inquiries. So this means we need to get our application packet completed ASAP so we can go live and get matched with potential interim minister candidates. Time is of the essence, and we may be reaching out to some of you today to help us gather the necessary application information. With that, I want to stress that this moment, right now, needs to be held for you all to process Lynda's announcement So I will not launch into specific details. I do want to assure everyone, however, that we are moving forward. I will be sending out a letter tomorrow detailing the process to date and outlining next steps, as well as providing information on how you can become involved in the process moving forward. And subsequently, the board will continue to provide regular updates. As a governing board, we value and have valued transparency, communication, and inclusion, and we will do so throughout this journey we're undertaking together. I invite you to reach out to me with questions and ideas via email, phone, or by popping into lunch with Cindy on Mondays at noon. I'd love to see you there via Zoom. The letter will contain contact information for all of the governing board members, as well as the Zoom link, again, which comes out in the perspective every week as well. For now, I hope you all have plans to enjoy this amazing spring day, and I will turn it back over to Lynda. Congratulations, Lynda.
Thank you, Cindy. And now I send you forth with this blessing written by the Reverend James Morrison. Within each of our hearts, there is a most glorious light. Go forth and let its spark help you understand what troubles both you and others. Go forth and let its light of reason be a guide in your decisions. Go forth and bring its ray of hope to those in need of help in both body and spirit. Go forth and fan the flames of passion to help heal our world. Go forth and spread your warm glow of love, pushing back the darkness of the world. Go forth and share your glorious light with the world.